Yeah, yeah, that's why I made sure the broadcast wasn't on. We were getting real down and dirty in the relationship situations there, Jonathan. You missed
Oh
out,
yeah.
man. You
Oh
missed
yeah.
you missed out. We talked about how to deal with psycho broads, and we talked about how to deal with cheating
which happens to
men.
be my specialty is dealing with psycho broads.
We talked about how to deal with cheating dudes and everything, man.
I'm less familiar with that situation, unfortunately.
Yeah. And we talked about how to keep a ring on it and all that stuff. And
Oh, okay.
we talked about babies too.
Really, man, that must have been a really nice conversation to be in.
Yeah. Cage is so glad he missed
Unfortunately, I
it.
guess I missed that.
We actually practically found the meaning of life, and you all missed it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, what a disappointment.
True story too. Okay, so website, yay. So, oh, Jonathan, there's a message, there's a link that Vorzu slacked in there. Can we
Well,
get some
I
sort
sent it just to you. I'll send it to him too.
right? Can we get some sort of UPS pickup for Lizzie's computer at the Neo office before the week is up, please, sir?
Should I make
Oh,
it? Should I make a
Julia?
should I make a channel just for that? It sounds like it's been
No,
a while.
no.
Oh man.
Hey,
No,
Maybe too
we're not Salesforce or Bank of America just yet. We don't have to have 5 people to send one link.
hey, look at my screen real quickly. Number 7 is where you do the schedule of pickup. I already told Snugs and Lizzie, but Snugs wanted me to show you. Do you see this down here?
Oh, so what it is? UPS just comes directly to the work and picks it up, and
Exactly,
then takes
yeah.
it to where it needs to go. Okay, all right, cool.
All you gotta do is print out the label and put it on the box.
Yeah, because if I walk in there, and I'll tell you,
Yo, Rashawn will never have that package to you, Lizzie.
Yeah.
It'll be 2018. He's still waiting for the MacBook.
You're right, because I went into the post office 3 times, and each time I went in, and there was, I'd say one time there was 15 people, the other time there was like 45, and another time there was like 35, and I just turn around and walk out, and then I forget I was even sending Lizzie her computer. I'm just like, fuck this, screw you guys, I'm going home.
This is not related to anything, but do you guys know if Sketch works on a Chromebook?
That's a really good question, actually.
I don't think so. I think it's Mac only.
Lizzie, you got a good let me Google that link for you?
I searched. It's just for Mac. Jerk.
You can't be in the dev channel without getting let me Google that for you at least once. Ask Lizzie, she knows.
I know. I've used it myself.
Okay, so guys, Borza, why don't you take this one over here, Mister? Thanks for having the logo being completed. That's awesome. Yay, we got a logo. Awesome.
I'm really excited about it. I really like it.
Clap for the logo, guys. Jeez.
I'll clap myself.
Slow ass clap, Jonathan. Jonathan was like.
Oh, we were clapping. Oh, my bad. All right.
No worries. It was just his Wi-Fi cut out. That's all.
Nice. So what's next as far as with the so we got a logo. Can we just stick it right on the main page and that be the website? Like just a big ass fucking sneaky head logo and that's it.
I mean, we can do that as a stopgap, so something's up today. But I would love to fucking just really get rolling on this thing. I have an idea of like the pieces I like, and I think what we're trying to go with, and I have a bunch of like the competitors up right now. But I mean, I'll run kind of my feedback past you guys, and
Okay,
we'll see how that goes,
really,
right?
do we have like a Trello card or like tasks that we're
No.
we're trying to achieve?
No, but if somebody wanted to do that, that'd be sweet.
Jonathan, you can set up a board for the web design, the website design.
All right.
Or it really doesn't even need to be a full board. It could probably just be a list somewhere. Yeah, you figure that one out.
Don't we already have a logo card? Oh, no, web design. Never mind.
Yeah, that logo is done and done.
Yeah.
So here's the main question. Why do we need a website?
Okay, so we need it for a variety of things, right? And ultimately, I would love for the app to mirror it both in look and functionality. So we are doing 3 components to it, I think is where we are right now, maybe 4, right? So we want what is effectively a blog, right? So Sneaker News. You guys see my screen right now?
Yep.
So all these sites are they're pretty similar. You know what I mean? And we can take or leave kind of whatever we want from each one. But the basis is we got a blog of what's coming out, right? We have what is essentially another blog, but is like straight up release dates, right? So the new releases are straight up release dates. The news is anything that's coming out, right? So maybe, you know, when it's sold out, a lot of the, what's it called? Data points that Evan wants to put up are going to go in the blog. And any kind of, like if we're doing the videos, that's all going to go there. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a feed of information that we can use however we want. You know, any videos we can put out are going to go there. Any news we have on kicks coming out, where they're being released, really anything like that. Kind of the same thing all these other dudes have, right? That'll be where we drop, when we start doing the referral links, that'll be where we drop those too. Just all that kind of shit.
Wait, who's going to curate all of this content? Because I mean, that's the one thing about having blogs, and even Ivan will mention that too, is that there's, you know, content curation's a serious deal. I mean, even to the point where you might even have to hire someone full time to do it.
That may be true. Or I know that's true. I think the juice is worth to squeeze here for a couple reasons, right? The other point, so we want to generate traffic to the site, right? And we can do just releases, right? And the releases themselves, like, we all fucking have that information anyway. You know what I mean? We can just pull it from, frankly, other sites.
That's true.
You know what I mean? News, I know Evan was really hot on this, and I had messaged him about it, about putting out data and being the source for all kinds of information. I know that it's work, and not to be fucking, like, not to plan for failure, but if we're not, it cannot be the homepage. You know what I mean? So if we're not refreshing it all the time, there's not a ton of shit there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then the third thing we want on here is a way to buy into Sneakyhead. Our B2C product.
What if we were to scrap all of the other parts that we can? Not to say that we don't, that they won't, they're not necessary, and we aren't going to use them. But it sounds like now you're getting to the other stuff is sizzle, to whereas that's the steak. So
yeah.
Tell me more about this steak.
So I have the way I want it to run, right? Which I am not sure that everyone is on board with. I know I talked to, I think you're more on board with it, and I think Robert's more on board with it. I think it's the actual productization is kind of still up in the air. But I like that we have a finite number of members, and the membership is X amount of money a month, and you get full access to everything we have, right? And so, like, if we say, and I'm kind of making this up, right? But let's say we want to make $1 million a year, okay? And let's say that we decide we can realistically help, I don't know, 5,000 people get shoes. Not every time, obviously, but, like, that's a number we can service with some regularity. So, like, most people get shoes a percentage of the time, right? Then it's $200 a month to be a member. Okay? And we have a finite number of members, so once membership is maxed out, no one else can join. You know what I mean? And we might tease that the other way. We might make it, you know, 100 or, oh, hold on, was that a month? Hang on.
I don't know if it is a month, but I like $1 million a month better.
All right, well, whatever. You pick your number, right? So if we have 1,000 members paying $100 a month, yeah, that's $1.2 million a year, right? Any sneakerhead is going to drop $100 a month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we do the membership is because we don't want people like signing up just to get the fucking Yeezys and back out.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
true.
so if you leave, you go to the back of the wait list if you want to get back in.
Is it
Just
if you want to get back in, or you want to get, say, a shoe or something
I
like
don't know. I mean, if you want to get back in, you're either in or you're out. You can't come in for one shoe.
So how does that change the dynamic in that, like even from every single person who's on this call, there's we're sort of what's the word, exclusive on getting people to be onboarded into the group
Well,
for lots.
hold on. That's not going to get you into Slack.
Oh, I see.
That's just the B2C component of Sneakyhead. You sign up online, the concierge service, you put in your shoe, what you want, and we don't promise you anything. You know what I mean? But we'll do our best to fucking get it for you. And once people start getting shoes, and we can do the release slowly, right? Like only 100 members at first. You know what I mean? And so we build up a wait list, and little by little we let people off the wait list. We could do 10 people at first.
Yeah, that's true, because we have about 250 emails addresses of people. How many email addresses is it at now, Jonathan? From the emails that Zach had?
What'd you say?
How many emails is it, Jonathan, from the email addresses that Zach has?
I don't know. We probably have like 180. I don't know, something like that.
Okay, so like close to 200, right?
And so, dude, even if we do like $50 a month, you know what I mean, at 1,000 people, that's 600 grand a year, right?
Uh-huh.
And if we do this right, that's only going to be a piece of our income, right? So if you look at my shit right now, Sneaker Souts over here,
Mm-hmm.
they have this Franken Oats ad on top, they have this Greats ad on the right. You know what I mean? Fucking supplied ads. The reason we want to run with everything is we want to draw traffic to the site so we can generate revenue with this. And if we have all those pieces on the app, and in a perfect world we just integrate it with a Hot or Not app, then you got app ad revenue, you got people trying to buy the plugin from there. You know what I mean? I think we need reasons for people to come to the site even if they're not spending money.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
And
So-
then
Can I just so I'm not, we're not too far into it. So basically, if I am interested and I'm, going to pay to be a member or whatever we want to call it, what am I getting? Like, what am I paying for?
you're getting access to the Sneakyhead API.
What does that mean in English?
It means we're gonna. It's basically our. I know you guys don't like it when I say bot, but basically our bot. Like you're gonna get the concierge service where we're gonna fucking boost you up 5,000 places in line to help you get a shoe, where you're not sitting in front of your computer. It'll auto check out and ship your shoe directly to you.
So that's a little different now, Borza, because now the add to cart sites will refund you if they so they'll charge you $50 or $100 for a Yeezy slot, and then if they don't get the shoe, they'll refund you. So now I get the subscription.
So we're the best, right?
But if we want, this is true. But if we want to be, do we really want to associate their it would have to be that they're paying for the membership and they get to use the system with the membership, because if they're just paying for a membership,
So you want more in the membership?
well, yeah, because that's borderline damn it. Because if they do it and we don't give them, like, if we say we're going to help them get a shoe and we don't get it, then that's damn near borderline either, I don't know, extortion or gambling, isn't it? No, because if you would be paying money and then expecting something, and well, you have you're paying for the chance to get something.
So the only other things I could think of that we could extend to people, right? One would be if we. This sounded like a better idea when I thought of it, but had like events. Like if we invited them to like our quarterly get together or shit. You know what I mean? And then the other thing is if we do referral links, maybe members get that 3% back.
Oh, okay. So I see there's options there. I think it's a good dialogue to have around.
Yeah. And I'm okay with doing the what's it called? The standard bot deal too. I just feel like that. I don't know. I feel like then we're doing what everyone else is doing.
Ivan told us to just go for the affiliate program, similar to what he's doing, and he'd show us how. Where Ivan gets his bread and butter from on Sneaker Shouts is that 6% affiliate marketing fee. So
I mean, I don't want to not do that.
I see. So you
You
would
know what I mean?
you would expound upon it, huh?
Yeah, I want all the little pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That makes sense because I mean, it's I do too. Just to be clear right there, because I mean, you look at even Ivan. Like, I mean, just let's just be real, straight up. Ivan makes thousands and thousands of dollars a week just from doing what you're staring at right there. As long as somebody, all of this blog stuff is fluff. As long as somebody goes to the release page and move from news and go to releases, if you don't mind, sir.
Yeah, I mean, release is all I ever look at too. But
Yeah.
Evan was really into having data and statistic and like the stuff that was on Campless and shit like that.
And I like that too. So
Yeah.
that right there, like as long as somebody clicks that shoe right there and it goes to, oh, you don't even have to do open a new tab. We did that feature. You can just click on it and it opens in a new tab. Thank you, Sneaky Head. We did that for him. So, so basically, that as long as somebody clicks that shoe or like buys that shoe right there, Ivan gets what is it, 6%? That would be he gets $10 off of that shoe, and the person still pays retail.
Yeah. Well, so I have a buddy. This is totally different, but he has a company called Fashionism. Have you heard of this?
Oh right, yeah, I remember you showing it before. Show it again.
So here, it's the same idea, right? But you sign up for an account, right? And I have one. And he's got a plugin right here. So like right now, if I go to like let's say Nordstrom's, it recognizes that they have a thing with that, and it's like, hey,
Right.
you get 4% cash back.
Oh,
So I
they
can activate
they have a
this.
Google Chrome plugin with that.
Yeah. So, but on this, I only have like $40 in my account right now, but that's cash that I can cash out.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like if I want to go to Theory, I get 4% off. Nordstrom's 4%, Kiehl's 4%, ASOS 4%, Ray-Ban 4%. They have special offers sometimes.
So, and you have to pay for Fashionism?
Yeah.
Oh, it's free?
Yeah, it's free. You sign up for free. Ray-Ban, you get 5% off. Hold on, there are a ton more stores.
Lizzie's got stars in her eyes right now.
Well, I actually use they may not be the same, like similar stores, which may be one good thing about it, like if you're more towards fashion. But I actually use Ebates.
Yeah, it's a very similar concept. I have not looked at Ebates a ton.
So what is that, Lizzie?
So Ebates is basically very similar to what Borzu was just showing, but it's a little more broad ranged, I guess. Like it goes from
Like it's not just high fashion; it's like everything.
Yeah, it's like fashion. You know, it'll go from clothing to shoes to lawnmowers to yeah.
Oh, Ebates. I see.
Yeah. So basically, they're like, I mean, and I don't know that one. That's why I'm trying to see like, we're not looking to do something similar to that, like similar to giving, or we are. Like that's.
I mean, I don't think so. I was just tossing that out there.
I mean, it's always a good idea. Like if that's something, especially because like Ebates is an affiliate with these stores, and that's why they're able to do this cashback thing. So like, I don't know how much we can be affiliated with people to do this kind of stuff, but
Well, you'd be surprised, Lizzie.
if that's part of something that we can offer as well, I mean, and they can say, hey, I can get the chance to, be upped in a line to get these, whatever sneakers are coming out, plus a percentage or something.
I mean, we're basically brainstorming on that right now.
Right. Absolutely. So it's not about we don't know if we can do it. Let's just make an assumption that we can do anything.
And
so should we do it?
And really, I'm okay with doing just like the regular bot gig. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's harder to differentiate ourselves that way.
Yeah. Plus, it becomes it's an arms race, right? It becomes a race to the bottom. So if the company next to us gets 20 pair of Yeezys and we get 19, then we're the fuck boys.
Yeah. I mean, does all that information come out?
Yeah. Well, we have insider stuff. I mean, Robert.
But I mean, no, but I mean, does everyone know?
Does everyone? Well, see, that's the thing. People are so used to seeing your canonical image of like, look at me, I got 100 shoes inside of my cart. Who wants a cart? that canonical image has been like the sort of the
But that's not our thing, right? Like we don't
exactly.
do that.
Exactly, and that's why I was saying that we got to be careful with that game because it's a race to the bottom. It's an arms race.
Well, and I think we want to stay really tight with our messaging about like our Robinhood messaging. You know what I mean? That we are not getting 500 shoes for resellers. We never will. You're never going to see that cart because that's not what we're about.
Yeah, it's really cool too because it's playing out that way. Because like for instance, I got two pair of Aquas for some the Aqua 8s had just released. I got two pair of those for some buddies of mine. They were like, "Yo, I want two pair of Aqua 8s," and I was like, "Can't do it, man. I was like, you only get one per person." And he was like, "Well, what if there's two of us?" And I'm like, "Well, it's awkward because you have cash, and I'm using a card and my address on it. Technically speaking." Me sending multiple shoes to my address breaks Nike's terms and services agreement. So that's where we really want to get people to like kind of get their own sort of app or something that they can do things themselves. Because what's really cool about the patterns and product that we're making is I'm confined to the own system that we're making. You know what I mean? Because it's like I tried to check out with two addresses in the same card, and Nike actually kicked out one of my pairs of shoes because it was going to the same address with the same card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and that's one of the things that we do, Lizzie, is that we totally automate every single part of purchasing a product from off a retail site, but we have to abide by their terms and services agreement. I mean, we don't have to. We just choose to. So the way that the other cart sites get around it is they'll like create 1,000 dummy accounts on Nike just so they can like try to get as many shoes as one person possibly can, and then they resell them on eBay.
And dude, who knows? Like I know they've already reached out to us, but we do this right. Nike might make us a fucking like preferred vendor or something.
Yeah, that's easier than you think because I mean even Ivan will tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean what we really want to do is that essentially that we're consider it I don't want to sound cliche, but potentially the Uber for shoes, right? Like you don't care what car service that black car came from. You just want a freaking ride.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like you don't care where it came from.
And so like the Yeezy is obviously not everyone's gonna get that, but I feel like we can do good numbers on the bigger releases, on the other shit.
Right. I totally agree there. Because those we have been totally cooking on, like a buffet style.
Yeah, and I feel like if we're just straight about that from the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, hey, listen, if you want a membership just for Yeezy, it's like only like 10 of you are gonna get one. You know?
So why can't we have our own raffle boards? It's like, why can't there be some sort of exclusivity where it's like, almost like a gaming system, to where it's like, well, you struck out last time, so you get the front of the line this time.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I was just gonna say too, as you were kind of brainstorming. I think that's how people will be like, you know what I mean? And that way we can, maybe you don't get it the first 3 times, but you get the 4th shoe. And then, I mean, hopefully it's not that, that spread out, but who knows what it could be. But then something like that kind of keeps people around. But then also, I mean, even, this is just stemming as I'm talking, but like, so people that possibly go and, I don't know, visit this site or purchase from Nike, get an extra chance in the raffle or something, you know what I mean? Like even spin it that way where we can get people to, do you know what I'm saying? Is it making sense in my head but not to you guys?
Yeah, no, totally.
Like, so basically, everybody's in for this, I guess, so we say we have 10 people that sign up. Well, we only have 2 shoes. Well, first and second, they obviously don't know what number they're coming in at, but like first and second are going to get those shoes. Well, now first and second now become 9 and 10 on the next time around. But then,
I totally get it.
Yeah, and I think that kind of helps like get people to, like we said, like if you visit this site and you do this, you'll get this promo code to be, to jump the line, whatever it is, or something to kind of make them do more things, and maybe that's how we get more affiliates too. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's actually a really good strategy, Lizzie.
Like, I don't know, it just keeps, like, the flow of more things, like, sometimes people get annoyed when they have to do more, but knowing that they still have a place in line and maybe they're happy with that place. So this kind of reminds me of something like you would say, Rashawn. Like, so basically there's people that go to Disney World, hopefully not Borzu's son in 5 years. So, like, you go to Disney World, well, there's people who wait in line. You know, they pay to get in, they wait in line. There's people who will, technically you go and you pay more to jump the line, but maybe our way of paying more is by going to a site or purchasing from Nike and proving that, doing that proof of purchase or something, then jumps through the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Yeah, I like that. So how do we express that to someone? So if you all, I think I'm still sharing my screen here. So can you see my screen?
I'm still looking at mine. Hang on.
So Lizzie, this should bring back some memories, eh?
I can't see.
What am I looking at? This for people who are enlivened by art?
Yeah, this should bring back some memories, Lizzie.
I can't see your screen.
What?
Click on his thing, icon, face.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Yep. Note to self. That was that was. Wait a minute. Has that been the reason why you couldn't see my screen before? Was it a little tiny one and you didn't click on it? Oh, I get it. So for Lizzie, tell us about what we're staring at right here.
So this is one of the projects that we did prior called the Yams, and basically they're kind of like this group that, how do I explain it? It's so hard when I completely understand something and then I'm trying to explain it new to someone else. But so basically they have a lot of kind of behind the scene investigations on things that aren't so mainstream, or like music or movies or any sort of media. Basically when we first started, the plan was, there's a lot of people who have time to come home from work and they sit and they find the latest music or the latest things like that. But then there's people that don't have time to do that. So basically you go to the Yams and they are people who kind of get an understanding of what you're looking for and find it for you. And this is their website.
This was their splash page, right?
Yeah.
And, they hired us to whip something up real quick for them for a huge investor meeting that they had, which went well, by the way, well enough that they actually were able to get their own internal team of some guy. They got two guys. One of them's an intern, and the other one just graduated from college. And they were able to hire an internal dev team. But why this, things like this are so great is that Lizzie and the gang were able to whip this up, get the domain name situated, and set up a Heroku app. And it's literally, Borzu, the only thing that they wanted was what you're staring at right here. So sometimes, like, I think, on the flip side of the coin too, what I challenge you to do this. They say, what famous painter was it? Some famous painter, I don't know who it was, probably has one ear. It says that if you remove, it's not how many strokes on the canvas that you do to make a masterpiece, it's when you remove, if you can keep removing strokes and you get to the point where if you removed one extra stroke that the painting would be incomplete, that's when you got like the real masterpiece right there. Or like, some artists say, well, when you're constrained to one color, that's when you really see how creative you can get. What I love about this right here is that it's just a freaking splash page with 3 paragraphs on it. However, every single word in those 3 paragraphs was enough to get them funding to move to the next phase of their project. And so now...
I fucking hate the internet.
And so now the Yams looks like this.
Hang on, give me 1 second. I gotta step away from my computer.
Wow, a lot of people are starting to really do the whole mobile thing these days lately. It's really breaking away from email. I kind of like it, actually. Email really does suck if you think about it.
I just looked at my cousin's phone, and her email app said 477.
Oh Jesus.
I'm like,
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
well, I've seen over 1,000 before, but I mean, at the same time, it's just like,
That's right. Yeah, it's just the fact you got 400 and something things to even think about, right?
My wife's got like over 27,000 unread on her phone, but that's a whole separate conversation.
stop it.
Oh, but yeah, well, that's that real estate game, Lizzie. Be careful when you go down it.
No, I mean that's stuff she's never gonna get to.
Yeah. Why don't you just implode the whole thing and just like blow the whole? I've done that up before. Just said, "Fuck it, I'm screw this," and just blow the whole thing up.
I did that once, but I regretted it.
Really?
I missed some things I should have fucking read.
Oh. It felt so good though when I did it.
It felt good when I did it too.
So what's really cool now that I think about it, actually, I knew that they had made some changes, but now that I'm looking at this is they really didn't change much from the original. If anything, they expounded upon what we did, Lizzie. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they basically just put a red box around it and changed the text.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. So that's what the interns are doing right now. But it's like, to me, this is more than enough for a website, and that actually kind of forces us to get our message right, what we're doing. So now what you're saying, Borzu, I totally agree that should be our North Star. But I guess what's the so when Shannon sat down, or I sat down with Shannon, who runs the EAMS, and I said, what's the very first thing we could do to get this started? This is what she gave us, right? And then that turned over into this, and you see it's clearly growing and starting to become and get more features, and it's organically happening. So I guess what's this for us? And that's why I always say, you can keep hearing me say, can we just throw the Sneaky Head logo on there in a big letter, on a big logo, and then move on to the very next thing that we have?
All right. So here's my idea. Okay. Unless we're gonna get funded soon.
Unless what?
We're gonna get funded soon, which I don't think is on our radar. I think we need to focus on making money, and the Yams aren't making money with that site.
That is true. What they're doing is they have all of their bills paid, taken care of, and they have they're part of the residency program at NEO, which I mean, of course, let's just be real. The person who runs NEO, this is his wife's company, and so they actually have, but they have office space, and we're actually going to be getting the same coming the start of 2016, which would be pretty cool. So there's going to be things that need to be done that we're going to have to show on a daily basis moving forward. So that's pretty cool. But focusing on making money, I totally agree. But then we can just have a Sneaky Head logo and say, and have a box that has a $sign next to it, and you can put in numbers and say pay Sneaky Head. Does that start off good?
But for what?
I don't know. I don't really care. It's the fact that somebody can give us money. That's what you said you wanted, so I'm just trying to give you the easiest solution.
So I think.
I mean, I'm trolling you a little bit, but it's you see why though. It gets his wheels spinning.
So I think one thing that I know that you're not familiar with the Yams, and again, I don't know how they're making money or if they are.
No, they're not making money just yet. They're still trying to figure out how they're going to make money. They just know that they got the right people around. Same situation as us.
So basically, like, they kind of how we're talking about, you know, having obviously it's going to take something or someone to do the blog, to add to it, to keep it updated. They're kind of doing the similar thing when it comes to like music and that kind of thing, but they are more or less, at least, you know, now, because they do similar like how we do. You know, we have people who want us to get a certain shoe for them. Well, then they get a hold of us and we find it and we, you know, do it all behind the scenes. They have some people here and there that they do that for. So I guess it's similar.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And just as of yesterday,
money, but it's not broadcasted. It's
right.
Like someone comes to them. I get what you're saying, Borzu, because I feel like we do have to kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, when you go to the YAM site, it's like the first. I always do this. I have like one of my girlfriends or Justin or someone go onto it, and they're like, I say, you know, what do you think it is? What do you know, would you participate?
Well, and I'm sorry, but more importantly, the fact that they got funded by a relative does not make the site good.
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
But wait, let's be clear. They're not funded by a relative. Her husband runs the shop where they have their seats at. As far as who's paying the interns and all of that stuff, and now they actually are hiring 3 or 4 music experts to come on board. Maybe that's dictated in their business plan. And what that really points out, Jonathan, I hope you got your ears on there. Having a beastly business plan is what gets you the money, not a great website, as far as funding goes.
All right. So how's our business plan coming along? Is that not what we're talking about?
I thought we were talking about more so the website, but now you bring up a very.
Is that not part of our business plan?
I think you uncovered I guess what's being said, which is we probably need to start doing some more iterations on our business plan, and then we actually would have the message of the things that we want to do for our website.
Yeah. So the impression that I was under, right, is that we got away from just reselling our tech to other people, right?
Reselling our what?
The API to other bots, right?
Yeah, and you know, like Robert could possibly do that with his site and all of that, but that's irrelevant. He's just using us as a white label service.
Yeah, but I mean, at one point the plan was to white label for everyone, and then we pulled away from that to do it ourselves, to sell directly to the consumer. So we have to make the product and get it out there.
Well, do realize too that those were all ideas, and ideas should be ephemeral for the most. They should be like throwaway for the most part, especially if there's not too much work that's gone down.
I'm okay with that, but I thought we nailed this all out in the founder calls.
Yes, we have, but
Yeah.
So here's what we do know. Like, what do we have? We have a system that can get shoes, automate the process of getting shoes for someone. How do we spin that? Well, there's 1,001 ways from here to Sunday, and it's just like what we do know is that it has to be wrapped around some way over this, development work that we've been building or some marketing work that we've done. So I think that we're all saying the same things, but have our own relative things that we care about, right? So like Lizzie cares more about design and like site building and the development side. Borzu, you're more marketing, sales, and all of that. We all have our own individual spins to it. It's just we should sort of take and say, well, this is the North Star, but I see it as this shade, and I see it as that shade, and come to sort of agreement. As long as we're all pointing at the same North Star, like we can have a billion ideas.
So I think the only thing that's not nailed down is what we're going to charge and how it's going to work. I don't think that there's any question that we're going to need a site and the app. They're going to need to mirror each other. We're going to need to be able to put information out on there and let people sign up for Sneaky Head on it.
I bet you here's the easiest way to do it, Borzu. How about the yams is even too much? I'd say, let's see here. We'll do some live programming. Look, Borzu, I'm going to hack the site, and I'm going to delete their whole, oh, wow, look, it's a virus on the website. All our stuff's getting deleted. I'm totally kidding. So there's one paragraph on that screen. And if there's a paragraph, who cares what it says, and a logo clearly on the top, and then a input box with a monetary dollar amount, and a button that says pay now. What we have to do to make people want to click that button is the real question. If we were constrained to a logo, a paragraph, and an input and a button, and yeah, if we're building a race car, we might only be staring at the inner tube of car tires don't have inner tubes, do they? Well, you can see I don't drive. But we might be staring at one wheel. That's it. But let's just focus on seeing that wheel is right, and then say, okay, well now let's put some lug nuts on it or something like that. What I'm really trying to get out of this is to say, okay, here, Lizzie, now this is the next thing that we need to have done, and she actually has something that's a bona fide task that we can just start going and work on.
I mean, I don't want to give her busy work. I'd rather.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely right.
I'd rather work on that.
Can I chime in as an outsider from the founders meetings and all that?
Yes.
So I'm understanding, both perspectives. Again, to kind of say that but I'm still confused, and I think we don't have an exact direction. And like coming from,
But we did have an exact direction.
So let's get it then, Borzu. That's what you're tasked to do. Find out what that was, and then we say, fuck it. We said we are going to do this months ago, and we're still doing it. And there you have it. And we're the ones working, and the website's being worked on. So let's not stop progress. Because it's better to see what you don't want to have and fix that than to constantly be speculating. For sure, we're totally past that point.
Yeah, I think it's like basically, I don't want to, sorry for these words, but I don't want to dumb it down as much as the YAM's website is, because my personal opinion and feedback from people that had looked at it, they were confused. They didn't know what it was. Even if they read it, some thought it was a virus. Some thought.
Yeah, I feel you there. Even Shannon
there's really
doesn't know what it is.
Nothing that kind of catches you. But I think if we could really narrow down, like, okay, we all have a list of, like, what would we like to see it, what do we want it to be in the year 2020, but basically, like, going from that then saying, okay, our top priority is to get the logo on page. The next priority is, you know what I mean? Like, I think we all have their amazing ideas, and I'm only part of this conversation for 45 minutes, compared to how you guys have been discussing all of it. But I think if we can say, okay, first thing we all agree on, we need a logo, we need a description kind of what we are, and a sign-up page, even if it's free for now, Like, we need to kind of narrow that down, because I don't want to sound like...
Yeah, I don't
know how I can help design it if I am unsure of what we're going...
Do you guys just want me to do it again?
Do what again?
You me just do it? Just design it?
Wait, hold on for a second here, bro.
Yeah.
This is where was it here? Where's the folders? There we go. This guy up here, Borzu. Why can't we take this and put it on main page? Maybe
we can. Well, we could put, dude, if you just want to put something on the site, we could put a bunch of naked pictures of chicks with sneakers on. But what I would like to do...
Hey, man, I'm going to call HR on your ass. You got women.
I'm just saying, but that's not... I would prefer to move, like, forward with this. You know what I mean?
I see. So there's okay, so let's...
If you want Lizzie to throw that up in an email capture thing and the logo, she can do that tomorrow, but that we're not going to be any further ahead than we are right now.
But we would though, because then at least like people, like the people who actually go to the page, or there's like
no one's going to go to the page. Why would anyone go to the page?
I've already had 6 people say it pains me to just keep seeing a white screen.
How many of those people are on the Slack channel?
2 and 4 are outside, and one of them is from where is it from? Oh, my guy over at Complex.
All right. If that makes you feel better, that's fine. But then we got to start taking it seriously at some point.
Well, that's true. But what it is it's what's the MIA like? What's the most important thing I can do for the next things that we want? Oh, I guess
the most important thing I want is to be selling the Sneaky Head API to customers.
Oh, so I see the difference here, because the most important thing I want is to actually have something that, say, like when the Mashable guys go to it, they can say, okay, there's the logo. There's.
But what's your goal with this whole thing?
Well, I mean, this is enough pomp and circumstance right here that they at least get the idea of what we're doing.
I mean, yeah, fine, put it up.
Yeah, so it's more of, I see. So it's good. You have the focus more of what's our goal, and I have more of the focus of what are we doing today. So that's where I see it, and we need both sides of those, Borzu, just to be clear on it.
I kind of see the I kind of feel like the mediator, but that's fine. I just kind of feel like the conflict is kind of, who is our audience? Is our audience, the guys out there, the sneakerheads that want to buy the shoes, or is it for people to invest or people to, what I mean? Like, if
and let's take it back 10 steps. Like, what if Complex writes up this fucking sweet-ass piece on us tomorrow, and we don't have anything for people to do? We have nothing to sell. We have no site for traffic. We have no social media up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What do we get out of that? That's a waste of PR.
Oh, I see where you're going there. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
So what do we? So that said, then that makes perception is reality. That makes things orders of magnitude as far as more complex, pun intended. And what I mean by that is that, okay, so say right now if Complex Magazine came up to us and they're like, hey, we heard great things about you guys. We want to do a write up about you guys and PR. You guys got in a month we're going to be off to the next thing and we're going to start yawning on you guys. So if you had a month to actually do something, now there is that. Now we got to bring out something real, and that's okay. But we also then have to have that sort of focus and, raising up the amount of stuff that has to be done by order of magnitude. That's where stress comes from.
I'm very comfortable with stress, but I think we should be going for the end game.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
I see what you're saying. So and I totally get that. I guess the question that I have is how long before we can get a logo on the main screen, and then we can do anything that we want.
Where is it hosted?
At Amazon Web Services. I mean, I know the answer to that. Like, I can assign the web.
I really didn't know the answer. That was not like a rhetorical question.
Oh. Over at AWS, we have hosting paid for the app and the API for the next 18 months.
Yeah, well, good, because we have no traffic. It should be really cheap.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I guess that's to your point, is that we're already paying and using this stuff. We should start generating traffic to it.
Yeah, and dude, if we need to fucking all sit down together and get back on the what is our plan task?
Yeah.
That's fine, but let's figure it out and do it.
Well,
I know you guys have done stuff on the development side, but front facing, since June, all we have is the logo.
This is true. So then, Borzu, I want to say to you, you brought up a good point. Is that Borzu said, Lizzie, that not for nothing, the cool part about this is if our ambitious ideas don't work, we can always just wrap it up and turn it into a development shop. And I want
to do that even if our ideas do work. I want to do that either way.
Thank you.
Clear. Yeah.
Thank you. Because you know what? If you look at it, like oftentimes you have to sit and say, like, it's hard enough getting a good group of people together in the first place. Like, I don't think I really love working with you guys and just being around a group and Slack, because I mean I've honestly waited my whole life for this to be. I'm totally not kidding, because it's so fucking hard to find a good people to work to, like, that you don't want to wring their neck.
Yeah, and just to echo on top of that, I've told Snugs a bunch of times. I know that Lizzie hasn't heard it, and I don't know if Jonathan's heard it, but I fucking love the group we put together. The group you put together. I really do.
Yeah, we put together. You were there from day one, Borsu. Seriously, man. So was Jonathan too. That said, like, now we're in a very unique place, because usually people have the North Star, they have the idea, but they just need to find the right people to work on it. Like, we're going through that with Sensible right now, Jonathan, like going through hiring processes and all of that stuff. We have the right people. We just need to figure out which things we want to work on. Now, the cool thing is you always have to step back and say, well, you might want to work on this, but what's organically happening? And you brought it up first, Borzu, because what's organically happening is we're a dev shop. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the money's been coming in straight up just from doing work and like working on other people's projects. And what if we just became like I don't think we pigeonhole ourselves into, say, like the sneaker community. That would be kind of weird, actually. But I don't know, maybe a pop culture dev shop or whatever. Like if Complex needed to have some work done, like we come in and like bang out some stuff for them. Or if I don't know, if who would name me a company, Lizzie, that you like that you would like to work for?
You want to get crazy with it? You want me to get you really excited? Let's say we get Sneakhead off the ground, right? And it's not going to be the next Facebook, but let's say it makes enough money to pay the bills and give everyone like a little pocket money, right?
Uh-huh.
Then
let's be clear, it's doing that right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lizzie. Well, maybe not from your perspective, Borzu, but you're a founder. You're not supposed to.
But that's kind of my thing, though, right? It's like I feel like we're leaving stuff on the table.
Oh,
I
I
feel
see.
like we're leaving opportunity on the table, and that's like heartbreaking for me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like whatever it is, it's like wasted potential. But let's say we get to a point, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even talking about me. But I think first of all, I think when this launches and rolls, I think it's going to be a lot less ongoing work than you think it's going to be.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I
Better
mean? I
be.
think once it's really fucking rolling, it's not going to be as much maintenance as you think. But just take 2 steps back. If we don't need to fucking like make a ton of money, we can turn this into like a venture marketing firm and be like, hey, listen, your product is great. We're going to help you with it for either nothing or a tiny amount of money, but we want 10% of your company.
I like it. And that's what Neo's been trying to do, Jonathan, just so you know that, with their whole residency programs and all of that. They've been trying to figure out a way on how they can incubate ideas while keeping a chunk of their pie.
Okay.
What do you have cooking over in your head there, Lizzie? Because you see, there's two sort of sides of things here. Like,
Yeah.
we just organically started working on projects just because I had too much work to do, really, and that's the thing that's really been bringing in money. And I get it from Borzu's point, because him as a founder, he's like, all right, well, you guys are over there eating and stuff like that over the dev channel, but ironically, what's up with the dev for Sneaky Head? So I totally get the two concerns. But he does have a point, though, because we do have a great association of like being able to get a ton of stuff done. You know how many people I know right now? Like, Jonathan, let's just say this: you could go on to probably Elance or some other recruiting site or whatever, and look up anything from iOS development to Android development to web application development. What I won't even say worst case scenario, a scenario, just like you said, Borza, to do both in parallel. There is, and maybe that's going to be one of our goals for 2016. There's enough fucking work out there for all of us to be employed full time. It's just we're not just going out and looking for it, to be honest with you. And is that even a thing that we want? Because right now, things are nice and, everybody works a handful of hours a week and all of that stuff. But I guess this is more so not as much the website, but more what do we want from 2016?
Well, and this is like all the way around the world, but just as an example, fucking dude, Lizzie sent me one of her friends who was looking for work, just like design work, and she's been fucking killing it for me.
I told you. Yeah, well, no, I didn't tell you. Lizzie told me. Lizzie told me.
I'm just saying, we got access to a lot of good people here. It's really hard to find good people. I know.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I know you know. For sure. So, okay, so what's the very next thing that we do when we get off this call here?
All right.
Oh.
Lizzie, you talk.
Yeah, you guys have done enough of that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, you're not, but that's okay.
So basically, like what I'm seeing from from feedback on everything is that, or like my feedback on everything is, I 100% agree with you, Borzu, on the fact that it's so hard to have all this potential and all of this. You never normally get all of the resources and all of the, it's like we have a bunch of, what's the word? Like, we're like a group of catalysts, but we haven't started it yet. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense? So I agree 100%. We really do need to amp it up a little bit. But also, I think kind of coming back down towards how Rashawn's talking is that, we have to figure out that kind of happy medium between too little and too much. So yeah,
I'm not saying my way is the right way. You know what I mean?
I think we need all of those. We need everything thrown out in front of everyone, because you may have 100 ideas and one other person only has one idea. And, it needs to be thrown out there. But then I think, and that's maybe something with the founders meetings that you'll have to discuss. But I think if we can, if we have 100 points and we can even narrow it down to, maybe by the first quarter, or let's say month. We don't want to take it too long, but like say the first month of the year, here's 3 to 5 things that are 100%. We are, we all believe this is what we need. This is the direction we're going. Do it. Then work on, okay, what are the next couple things that, because I think we have, some points we have too little and some points we have too much. And we kind of have to make that kind of middle happy medium on it. Because I think we're, like I said, we're getting a little too anxious, but at the same time we're a little too lackadaisical at the same time.
Yeah, and so, and we can get back to kind of our strategy, and Lizzie, if you don't mind, just for phase 1, will you put up that text and the logo and like a coming soon, contact us type shit form? So at least we have some presence,
Do we have that somewhere that I can see it?
Yeah, I can get it for you. Can you copy and paste the text and send it to her, and I'll send her the logo? Snugs? Is he gone?
Hello?
There, muted.
Can you copy and paste Evan's text to her?
Oh, yeah, that. I see.
Yeah, and do you have the logo?
No, you got that.
No, I do have it, but Lizzie, is it in there somewhere? I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I got it. And then so are we going back to the drawing board on the plan?
I don't think we have to. There is no drawing board really. If anything, we're whittling away a piece of wood, man.
I know that the it's not a internet savvy goal to want to make money, but
yeah.
I know that Basecamp just fucked their valuation because they were too profitable, and it rubbed investors the wrong way.
Yeah.
But that's not my thought process.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know
the one thing that I do align with Basecamp is, I don't. Well, it's I got to be careful saying that because you never know. But as of right now, there is nothing on our radar, at least for the next year or two, that requires us to have funding. If anything, I'd rather do it so organically. It's where's the company? Here's a novel idea, Borzu. Where's the companies that actually make $1? I'm totally aligning with you on that one.
Yeah.
DHH, who made Ruby on Rails, he was the one. What he said was, fuck valuations. What happens with why do I have to get a $100 million valuation and get a $10 million injection of cash from somebody? Why don't I just, I'm kind of happy just making $1 million a year. Why isn't that okay? And if you're purely profitable and all cash and you don't owe anybody anything, it's is that really so terrible?
First of all, no, and that's 100% how I feel about it. And I fucking God, what was I gonna say? I'm uploading all these motivational posters instead. So I think and if we had a plan that we needed money for, we couldn't do the things we wanted to do, that'd be different. You know what I mean? I'd be let's put it together, let's go get the money, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't need money to do the things we want to do.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we should go ahead and do it. And I think that other people, we have an awesome team right now, and we've been working on this for so long, I think eventually people are going to get tired of waiting for it and lose interest.
Yeah.
Both on the team and on the user side.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
I feel like we got to make some progress.
Got it. So we should define what progress actually means then, because we should march towards it as opposed to...
I know what it means to me.
Okay.
To me, it means having a site up where we can sell our B2C.
Yeah, so from a dev side of things, the only thing I see is I see a little box with a number in it that says "Pay me," and if I click it, then I can actually get $1 sent across. Because it doesn't you ask what, and of course the questions that start popping up in you and Lizzie, Lizzie's head is well, what are we actually selling? And those are exactly the questions you should be thinking of. But of course, from a dev perspective, the only thing I care from is, does $1 come out of a person's credit card and into that account over there?
Don't get me wrong, dude. If you could convince me that we could get money fucking just with that Yams page, I'd say do it. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Right, but we would have a working cash register, irrelevant if no one walks in the front door. That would be cool.
Yeah,
So
Because then that's
there's nothing cool about an empty cash register.
right. Because then that's when you and Lizzie and stuff are like, taking care of like the what's it called, the displays and the screen and the windows and all of that stuff. It's like, I have no problem getting the cash register working. It's like because I know that you all are thinking about those things. Like, but we must understand that we all have different focuses on what we think on. Like I just say, well, shit, they're doing all that work to get somebody to a point that they want to give us money. Like I just care about like making sure that money gets transferred over and stuff like that. So we're not saying different things. We're really just talking about the things that we care about.
So okay, I think now we're starting to kind of snowball and kind of repeat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'll sound like you. I think it's a good time to maybe stop.
Yes, awesome.
So you guys can handle it how, what works best between, the founders. But from my perspective, I would say it's probably best that, your next meeting or something, kind of like how we do the design sprint. Everybody comes up with a concept or, how they think it should look. So basically for our area, it should be, what are the things that we think we really need and what's the direction we're going, and have them like kind of bulleted lists, and then you all show up, and again, like I said, one person may have above and beyond and one person may have just like without discussing it with one another, kind of a blank, you're like brand new eyes coming into it, like this is what I want, that's what I want, and then everybody throws it on the table and see where everybody, because I think that'll show what everyone's genuine, vision is, or what they're thinking, instead of, one person making a suggestion and then kind of changing their opinion. I think it should be, if you could, just come to the table with everything already written out or, jotted down somewhere, that there's no changing it due to what you're hearing from everyone else. Because that's kind of what we kind of did on this talk, was one thing and then it kind of rolled into another, instead of kind of just coming with clear ideas on, because everyone's vision is going to be different. So if everyone came with their own vision and laid it out on the table, and now you can compare everything and then have a discussion point from there, I think, because I really think we need to get a vision, because again, if we're confused on what the vision is, the user, or I know you don't like that, but the person that's going to be purchasing our product or investing or whatever is going to be even more confused.
I agree.
So, I mean, I don't know if I think it's best to, like I said, I think right now we're kind of just rolling along with the conversation. It's probably best.
We have been for the past 15 minutes, but it's okay though.
So it's not okay, Jonathan. Jonathan, that's when you're supposed to pull the fucking plug, man.
So
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking, like, maybe we wrap it up, everybody kind of takes a step back, and again, then approach it in the way that I think the founders need to get a better...
Well,
all right, Cage, you are my fucking note taker next time we all have this meeting.
all right.
Lock it down.
Or we just watch this video.
Not this video. The one where we decide what we're doing.
Isn't that
Okay, well I'm saying like, or we just watch the next video because it's
Isn't that it?
recorded as well.
Isn't that
That's
in
the
30,
point.
isn't that in 30 minutes?
I was gonna say we could just go watch the last video.
All right. Well, I'll
That
just
is-
post. I'll post this in the founders room, and I'll post it in the website app room.
And ain't nobody gonna watch this.
Well, yeah, and it's good. even if 0 people watch it, even if 0 people watch it, it's good to have them documented for sure.
Yeah.
But that said, what he's saying though, Jonathan, is that when we're on these calls, that hopefully Jonathan doesn't set the call up and go watch cartoons. That this is the things like, well, is the conversation going too long? Like, what is the focus of the conversation as well? My mom would tell you how to hold one of those, Jonathan. And
It's true, yeah.
And to keep the thing moving, and also like what were the takeaways from it? Because to Borges' point, like I'm the type I'll sit and watch the video, and that's good for me. But for everyone else, like, they ain't got no time for that. So it's like, what were the 5 main points that we took away from the conversation?
You're telling me you're such a squirrel, but you watch these videos.
Yeah, I actually do. The only input I do, I watch DJ Academics.
First of all, when he says watch these videos, I got $50 says he means like while he's working, it plays in the background.
That's what I'm saying. They're like podcasts. Like he listens to them.
Yeah, I listen to them
Every so
I
often.
listen to them on repeat. Actually, I watch DJ Academics and I listen to a little bit of music, but I'd say 80% of the things that I watch is either DJ Academics, you know that, Johnson, or the Sneaky Head videos. That's it. I don't even watch TV. Like, I'm knee deep into this stuff, and I just need all of you guys' help. But we definitely don't want to confuse ourselves.
All right. Well, I mean, now at this point, we think we talked enough.
So what are the 5 takeaways, Jonathan?
5 takeaways.
Or 3 or 2?
Well, there wasn't that many anyway. Just that we're not.
Gosh, please don't say that after an hour.
You better have more than I have.
Jonathan's takeaways from this are: get a better Wi-Fi connection.
Don't mute the calls anymore.
Looney Tunes are better than the Disney Channel.
You guys are messed up. All right. All right.
Damn, watch out for that Lizzie, Jonathan. She's gunning for you, man. Don't sleep on her.
Yeah, I could tell. All right. So what I took away from it personally, that we need to rework the business plan to focus. Actually, yeah, rework the business plan, that we're all on the same page. We already know which directions we want to go. That there's a lot more development going, a lot more things on the development side than actually what we're doing, more so like what we want to do with the actual full business. So, it's just one thing, just rework the business plan.
Hey, so here's this. There's a card right there. What I'd like to ask you, can you really briefly? Can you see my screen here, you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So okay. So when was this made? We'll go all the way down to
Hold
here.
on. Can I ask you, who is this on?
Who is what on?
This responsibility of creating the business plan.
Oh, well, Here we're gonna figure this out here. So if you can give me 5 minutes here, there's the business. We have Trello card 102, which is business plan, which was created April 7th at 5:39 a.m.
Hey, do you see my point?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, here it is.
Hold on, but do you see my?
Here's who is responsibility for. Borzu, number 1.
I have never been on Trello in my life.
Evan. But I know you got this. I know you got this invite because that's bullshit, Borzu. Because your name is right here.
Hey, I thought we were done with this. I have a business plan. Y'all just don't like it.
Oh, well, that's the thing. No, I get that. There is no business plan in here. You know what this is, Borzu? This is coming directly from, where is it? Top 10 business plan.
April, bro.
Oh, here it is. Wait, no, that's not it. Business plan, go.
Honestly, where do I even find this fucking thing?
This is it right here, Borzu. So
I see it on your screen. I'm trying to log into Trello and fucking find this shit.
So this right here is, Borzu asked, well, where's the business plan? It's not that there is a business plan or it's even keep changing. It's that this is the guideline, and Lizzie, for your future business too. This is the guideline for writing a business plan. Jonathan, I know you got your ears open for Kittens Play too, because we need this with it before Christmas. This is the guideline for writing a business plan. This is given by SBA.gov, the United States Small Business Administration. Borzu, I'm sure you're familiar with this.
I am.
This tells you explicitly every freaking section on what to do with the business plan. So out of all of these sections, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which one of these sections gives us information about what the website is? Company description? Possibly market analysis?
Hey, where's this goddamn one-page everything we did with
the lean canvas, the short-term business plan. This guy, it's right here. I'm looking at it right now. Look, there it is, right there. There's a problem. There's a solution. There's our KPIs. There's a unique value proposition, our unfair advantage, our channels we will use to sell through, and customer segments. I bet the farm that 80% of everything that's on here is close to 100% of what we need to do.
Yeah, let's do this. This is. I feel like this is all in line.
Hey guys, just so you know, I gotta sign off soon.
Oh yeah, I got to sign off too, but here it is, Borzu.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, we all have to sign off because in 20 minutes we have the founders meeting, guys. So.
That's true.
Who scheduled this shit right before the founders meeting?
Lizzie.
Well, we scheduled it 2
I'm
hours.
kidding. I know. I'm kidding.
Lizzie.
Hey, no, it's gonna be a perfect segue actually, but everyone else is gonna be
I
fucking.
was free at 5:15 too, but you know.
It's always Lizzie's fault.
Man, Lizzie, I don't know what we're doing with you, man.
Hey, don't even get started. Maybe I'm gonna have to start agreeing with that girl on Facebook now.
Oh wow, that's.
And I'll be removing the parentheses of not.
Oh wow. You're so right. Awesome. Yeah, we thanks for being a good sport, Lizzie. You're definitely awesome, and that's great. So what are we gonna do with this business plan, boys? Is that what's gonna drive our website?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's the next thing we have to do.
You and I are gonna get off the phone right now, or we're gonna get right back on in 20 minutes.
Why?
And we're gonna have the same conversation with everyone else.
Awesome, but can we have it focused around this card right here too? Because there's so much work that's already done with the questions we're asking already. I think if we actually just spent some time and went back and looked at what we already had, like there's a lot of great stuff.
I believe you, and despite the fact that I appear to be a member on this card, I don't know that like. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Let's everyone get off the phone. We all gotta.
Okay. All right. Adios. Thank you, Lizzie.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Peace.